No, no, I'm going to look better standing next to you. What you mean? Ah. Button up my shirt. You got it. You get real, sit up the right way. Just take pictures while I'm trying to get set. I got my shirt over
Governor, hi. I'm good. I'm good. As you said, your community. We're in North. About 600 employees.
How are you? All those are
All right. If I could have everyone's attention, please.
Not here, though. Good?
Good. Ready to go. Okay, I'd like to welcome everyone to this kickoff event. My name is John Puglisi. I'm the CEO of Sansone Auto. First, I'd like to make some introductions. I'd like to introduce first Governor Phil Murphy.
Thank you, sir.
Assembly Speaker Greg Coughlin. Senator Joe Vitale. Mayor John McCormick. Labor Commissioner Rob Assato Angelo. Secretary of Higher Education Zakiah Smith Ellis. Department of Corrections Acting Chairman Marcus Hicks. State Parole Board Chairman Samuel Plumeri. Freehold Director Ron Rios. Woodbridge Chief of Staff Carol Ehrlich. Thank you, thank you. We want to thank Governor Murphy for choosing the Sansone Auto Mall, for making this historic event that he chose our location, which we're very proud of and very happy for him to be here to do this. We are thrilled that our very own Jason Alvarado has been selected to be one of the first recipients under the new Gains program. I'd like to introduce Jason to come up to the podium. Jason here, there he is. Wonderful. And I'd like to explain to everyone what this is going to mean to the apprentice program for the state, but also to us. And I forgot one person to introduce, Governor McGreevy. Sorry, my apologies. I just know, my apologies, I'm sorry. Please, Jason.
Good morning, everyone. And thank you, Mr. Puglisi, for that introduction. My name is Jason Alvarado, and I am an entry-level technician here at the Chrysler Jeep dealership. I've been working on cars since I was young, back when I used to help my dad change the oil on his car. Even though what he taught me was simple, I knew that this is what I wanted my career to be. But despite knowing where I wanted to end up, I found it difficult to progress as a technician. I have been working in this field for a couple years now without any clear way to advance beyond an entry-level position. But that all changed when I came to Sansone 5 months ago. For the first time since I started working, this job has given me the confidence that I will progress in my career as a technician. I am thankful to say that because of Governor Murphy, his administration, and the legislature, I will soon get to be part of a formal structured apprenticeship program.
Let them pass so that they could treat the roadway. There is some potential for power outages, especially in the upper elevations in far northwest New Jersey, because of both snow and ice. If you lose your power, please call your electric company right away. Don't assume your neighbor's done that. And secondly, and even more importantly, if you see a power line that's down, don't go near it at all costs and call it in immediately. For updated weather reports and traffic conditions, as well as winter preparedness tips, I encourage everybody to visit the Office of Emergency Management's website at ready.nj.gov, ready.nj.gov, and to follow them on social media. Updates are posted to Twitter is probably the easiest, at ReadyNJ. And again, the most important thing everybody can do is to take it easy and to play it safe over the next couple of days. So thank you for that. Thanks for allowing me to go through that with you. We'll be back in a minute with sports. But again, all seriousness, please be safe out there. So one more time, good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here at Sansone Auto Mall. It is always a pleasure to be with the rockin' lineup from Legislative District Team 19, Assembly Speaker Craig Coughlin, Senator Joe Vitale, Assemblywoman Yvonne Lopez, who deserves a shout out, and to the Freeholder Director, Governor McGreevey, Mayor Mack, bless you, Carol, Sam, and to all of the distinguished folks here, thank you so much for everything you do. I was just saying to John, my late father-in-law, who passed away in October, was a car dealer. And so I feel like I'm married to a motorhead. I'm right at home here in this hall. I want to thank Jason for sharing your story and for that introduction. God bless you. Let's hear it for you, buddy. Well done. I'm proud. I know the speaker and the senator and all of us are proud to see how our new focus on apprenticeships is giving you and others like you a bright start to a good career so you can provide for young J.C. Ray and your wife, Sarah. Thank you both for coming out today as well. Bless you all. John, thank you, and the entire team here at Sansone Auto Mall, including Rich Liebler, who runs the apprenticeship program, for hosting us today. Thank you, Rich. I also want to recognize, they were already recognized, but they're going to speak in a minute in addition to Craig and Senator Vitale, but it's really important because they're in the engine room in our apprenticeship programs. Our Commissioner of Labor, Rob Acero-Angelo, to my right, Rob. And Secretary of Higher Education, Zakiya Smith-Ellis, to my left. So last year, our administration created the New Jersey Apprenticeship Network, which is a focused $10 million investment in apprenticeship-based workforce development programs. Rob and Zakiya, as I mentioned, have been leaders in this effort, and their commitment to helping us create an economy with more opportunities for people like Jason has been invaluable. The New Jersey Apprenticeship Network is already proving itself crucial to bringing together residents who want to learn a good trade on the one hand, and businesses like this eager to grow a workforce with the skills they need to compete and succeed in the 21st century. Since our administration took office, so a little bit more than a year, New Jersey has seen the start of more than 140 new apprenticeship programs, which is a big deal, which in turn have hired nearly 2,400 new apprentices and issued more than 1,150 industry-recognized certificates of completion. That's a big deal. Yeah. It's, as I should always say, as Joe Biden would say, it's a big deal. But importantly, through the Apprenticeship Network, we have initiated new grant programs to continue to bring more people into a good career. The new Growing Apprenticeships in Non-Traditional Sectors, or GAINS, and the Pre-Apprenticeship in Career Education, or PACE, grant programs. Today, we're pleased to announce the 7 recipients of $2.8 million in the GAINS grant program. One of these awards, not surprisingly, is coming right here. Motors Management Group and Sansone are receiving $440,000 to create 35 new apprenticeship opportunities over the coming year for Jason and 12 other current entry-level employees, in addition to 22 others. Importantly, yeah, that's a good thing, right? Importantly, Sansone is also reaching out to veterans and is partnering with Middlesex County community college and with groups that assist at-risk populations to give more residents a chance at a good career. And Jim McGreevy's written the book on giving folks with at-risk backgrounds a handout and a helping hand up. These apprentices will receive hands-on training under the guidance of experienced auto technicians and diesel mechanics right here at Sansone Auto Mall. When they complete their training, they'll add 35 more names to our already impressive total of industry-recognized professionals ready to take the next step in their careers. The auto industry is one of the largest in New Jersey, but right now there's a national shortage of certified tech and mechanics, a gap that is expected to balloon to 25,000 over the next few years. And this, by the way, is a story that is playing out across almost every industry sector. There is a big yawning gap in what we call those middle skills jobs that we're trying to get at either through apprenticeship programs on their own or with what Zakia is doing in terms of access to community colleges. Those gaps exist across a whole range of sectors, including the auto sector. And these are careers that can pay well, with the potential of individuals to earn $50,000 a year within a very short amount of time and up to $100,000 a year, in which careers which can contribute mightily to our work to rebuild and strengthen New Jersey's middle class. And a strong middle class, as we all know, is the bedrock of our state's economy. It may be too easy to think of the innovation economy only in terms of companies in, say, the life sciences or healthcare or tech or cybersecurity. But make no mistake, as cars get more technologically advanced, the workforce needed to keep them on the road must become more advanced as well. The folks here are indeed going to be a part of that innovation economy going forward. I'll leave it to Rob to announce the 6 other recipients, but I congratulate each and every one of them. Across our state, we are doing our best to equip a new workforce with advanced skills needed to succeed in the innovation economy. And I'm incredibly excited to see the good work the New Jersey Apprenticeship Network and its grants are helping to move forward. And in the budget that we'll be unveiling in a few short weeks, we'll continue to do everything we can to enhance our commitment to workforce development and to growing a stronger and fairer economy that grows New Jersey's middle class. So thank you again. I've said this before and it must be repeated. It does take a village. Notwithstanding a great idea or brilliant leadership by one or even more individuals, in this state, you need partners. You need folks who work with you to get the ball moved down the field and make dreams become a reality. And we could have no better partner than Woodbridge's own, our next speaker. Let's get it up for the Speaker of the General Assembly, Craig Coughlin.
Thank you, Governor. Let it never be said that Phil Murphy is not work that it does with the Township of Woodbridge. They pledged $250,000 to help veterans find jobs in the Township of Woodbridge. Speaks to their understanding of what makes a difference, a real difference in people's lives. And so, Governor, we're happy to have you here in the 19th District. I'm particularly proud of the folks here at Sansone, and I'm happy to celebrate this wonderful occasion. I look forward to hearing who the other 6 awardees are. And I know everybody's in a rush, so I'll only take 45 more minutes or so to say. But thanks to everybody for coming out. I'm happy to be here. Congratulations on a great program. Rob, you're doing a great job administering it. It's something that's going to make a real difference in people's lives, and it's something that we should do on a regular basis. Thank you very much for coming out. And now, is it my job? And now it's my pleasure to introduce my friend and colleague, the Senator from the 19th Legislative District, Senator Joe Vitale.
Thank you. Congratulations, Justin and Sarah. Hey, are you sleeping? How's it? Once in a while. I know you're sleeping better. You're not sleeping as well. I hope we're not messing up her nap time. But congratulations. It's a terrific thing, isn't it? I'm just pleased to be here. And I know Paul Sansone and John and Rich and all the great work they've done over the years. And they routinely inform me about the work they're doing in terms of getting folks to work, training them, giving them an opportunity in life. And remember when Jim McGreevy was governor, he would talk about one of the best things you give someone is a job, a good paying job, which means that you can have affordable housing, you can have food on your table, you can have health insurance. You have all the things that most of us in this room have, but they're willing to work for it, they're willing to train for it, and they're committed to doing it. And I think it's the best thing that it's the American story. It's our story here. We work hard, you do the right thing, and we play by the rules. We get trained, we get a good job, we can raise a beautiful family, and enjoy our lives. And so I can't say enough about the work of Rich and Paul, Sansone and John, and all the folks who are here today that are part of this, and to the governor and the legislature for providing that opportunity and the funds to make these dreams a reality. So it's great to be here, and thank you all.
Well done, Nick. Well done. I'm particularly proud of this sign, the Military Training Center. God bless our veterans. Let's hear it for our veterans, by the way. I mentioned a few minutes ago that the folks who are in the engine room making this thing go are two members of our cabinet, and I'd like to first ask our Secretary of Higher Education, Zakiya Smith-Ellis, to come on up and say a few words.
So I will also be brief, but I want to just say that I am proud to be here, and sometimes I think we can think of higher education and apprenticeship as two opposite ends of the spectrum, and they're not. So that's the reason I'm here. You can say, why is the Secretary of Higher Education here? I know when Commissioner Angelo and I first sat on a panel together, it was about apprenticeship and about how to make sure that people who go to college have a real understanding of something that they could do. If it was up to me, every single person that went to college would have an apprenticeship as well, and these things are connected. What is a degree except for a piece of paper that says that you know how to do something? And so all of the apprentices that are going to go through this program will have that. They'll have a clearer career path than sometimes you have when you graduate from college, because unfortunately, sometimes you graduate and you're not sure what it is that you know how to do. So I am just so thankful that we are partnering to make sure that students and individuals have a career path and a piece of paper that says, I know how to do something and I can get hired, and that I have a clear path for my career. I wish that was something that every single student had, and I know working together that we can make that a reality. Thankful to Governor Murphy for his leadership, and I will stop now because this is not really my show today.
Thank you. Thank you. But as you said, in many respects it is, because we see all this sort of, the hip bone is connected to the thigh bone in terms of apprenticeship programs, higher education, secondary education. This is all, in the wheelhouse of what we think we need to do and continue to invest in to build that stronger and fairer state that we all want. It's my honor to ask our last speaker to come up and say a few words. I think he's going to go through the recipients who got these grants today, our Commissioner of Labor, Rob Angelo.
Morning, everybody. I will not be brief, but I do speak quickly. Zakiya talked about having a college education, not knowing what to do with it. When I got my college degree, I didn't know what to do, so I came right down the road. I worked on the governor's first race in 1997. And on Senator Vitale's first race also, right down the road. So it's so appropriate you guys are here today. So I'd like to start by saying congratulations to the entire Sansone team. We cannot wait to start working with you. I'd like to send my gratitude to Governor Murphy for his vision and leadership on apprenticeship, my partners at Higher Ed. I could give a special shout out to our team at the Department of Labor, led by our Assistant Commissioner for Workforce Development, Hugh Bailey, and the apprenticeship team led by Nick Toth and Jim Manning. This is just a first step on a long journey, not just for the folks behind me, but for all of our programs that I've been working on for this past year to get going. So not long after I left my tenure at the U.S. Department of Labor, I was fortunate enough to be involved in the governor's transition team. It's clear from the beginning that apprenticeship was going to be a priority of this Department of Labor, and today the governor is delivering on that vision. The main reason for this is simple, because it works. Our newly created Office of Apprenticeship has been working diligently to change the way our state's businesses and workers think about the often overlooked but viable and valuable career pathway of apprenticeship. Our goal is to create a New Jersey apprenticeship network which will serve as a type of Match.com, pairing employers with workers and training providers who can learn the specialized skills that these programs provide. We now have 751 registered apprenticeship programs in the state, working with more than 7,600 active apprentices in the state. Thanks to the hard work of my former colleagues at the U.S. Department of Labor, I see Bernie Tremmel, John Martinez, and Jim Foti over here from the U.S. Department of Labor, who are our valuable partners in this program. None of this would happen without them. So these are amazing numbers that they're helping us facilitate. But we know we can do so much more together. We know this model works, and there's almost no industry sector that can't benefit from apprenticeship, because apprenticeship reduces employee turnover, increases productivity, builds a pipeline of skilled workers, creates a built-in model for succession planning, and apprenticeship opens the door to federal and state funding, because we know investing in a stronger, fairer economy is good for everybody. The Department of Labor has put more than $7.5 million in competitive grants on the table to help eligible businesses, nonprofits, and government agencies, Mayor McCormick, develop or grow apprenticeship or pre-apprenticeship programs. Today we learned that Sansone has been awarded funding by the department's offerings. In a moment I will announce a few other recipients. These businesses see the big picture and have committed to investing in their workers through quality on-the-job training and classroom instruction. They know apprenticeships and pre-apprenticeship can remove economic barriers that impede an individual's ability to pursue training and education and bolster career pathways for low-income residents, underrepresented groups, people with disabilities, veterans, reentrants, and more who are often left behind during periods of economic growth. We are very proud of the diversity of the types of programs being funded in the first tranche of funding. The fruits of these efforts will be seen on college campuses, on shop floors like this one, and office buildings around the state. The first round of funding will support the hiring of 500 apprentices, each of which will be paid at least $15 an hour to start, to train and upskill, ultimately leading to higher wages and career advancement. And this is only the beginning. Everybody here knows the job is not just a job. As leaders, we're making an investment in a person's dignity. Each leader in this room has an important role to play in the lives of every worker you hire, their families, as we saw earlier, their community, that will play a role for years to come. This is a big responsibility. When people are empowered, when people are given the knowledge and the support to succeed, when they feel they contribute meaningful value to their workplace, then success will follow for everybody involved. As the governor often says, workforce development and economic development are two sides of the same coin, and today we're here to demonstrate the commitment to our commitment to that idea. So without further ado, let's have some warm applause as we name the first 7 businesses who will be receiving funding through our first rounds of the GAINS program. Let's hear for the Employers Association of New Jersey, who will be receiving $24,000 towards a human resource apprenticeship program, the first in the state. Interplex has been awarded $93,000 for their tool and die makers program. Apprentice IT will receive $169,000 for computer support specialist apprenticeship program. If you put apprentice in your name, it really helps. No, I'm kidding. As we already mentioned, Sansone and Motors Management Group will receive the grant the governor talked about before. Let's give them another hand. Montclair State University has been awarded for an apprenticeship program covering facilities management, child advocacy, social work, and medical technologies, all in one place. The New Jersey Manufacturers Extension Program will receive almost $600,000 for multiple technical apprenticeship opportunities in advanced manufacturing. And the New Jersey Community College Consortium will receive almost $1 million for an apprenticeship program in manufacturing and trades. Congratulations to you all. We can't wait to see all the great things you are doing. But to be clear, we're not going to just send you a check and check back in a year. We're going to be your full-time partners on this throughout. And to all the folks who applied for grants and did not receive them this round, that goes for you too. When we have employers in the state who want to put skin in the game and take the effort to work on training their employees, we are your partner, whether you won this grant or not. So we're proud to support these programs, look forward to growing their network. Thank you everybody who's here today, and thank you, Governor, for letting this happen.
Good job, man. You talked fast. You didn't take long. That's a great lineup. Congratulations, Rob, and everybody. Thank you all so much. What a treat to be here. Take a couple of questions from our friends in the press, and then we will call it a day. Please. On the latter point, will it be expanded? The answer is we're going to monitor it, as Rob said, and make sure that what we're doing is working. So we pride ourselves on trying to be as Moneyball focused as possible in terms of the decisions we make. We have a pretty strong sense that this is the right direction. It is, in our judgment, filling a critical gap in our prospective workforce. The Heldrick Center is here from Rutgers. They can speak to this. McKinsey has put out a couple of years ago a definitive document that would amplify the notion that if we get the economy going, and God willing we will, in the direction we want it to go in, we will have a middle skills gap unless we aggressively fill that skill gap in. And that's going to be filled in by a number of different vectors. Programs like Rob just announced, is one big one, and the many others that we have up there. A lot of the reentry work that we're seeing in the system, Sam and Jim know this better than most. Military employment, increasing access to community college is another vector. Will we be able to do more of it? I think it's dependent really on two things. One is it working? And we're not going to be too proud to reassess and redirect. And secondly, if we can find the resources. And coming up on a budget period, that's something that you have to be mindful of. So it's not probably in the pay-as-you-go category, but we have to stay within our means. But this is a big priority for us. Michael, if you had your hand up, I apologize if I missed you. Yeah. No, not necessarily. And I want to, and Craig and his colleagues know this. Emergency assistance, we've already actually, there's already some work that we've done in this within the past year. We felt very uncomfortable because this felt very open-ended to us. And the assessment was that it could be as high as $200 million. And so we're talking about today a couple or a few $1 million. It's not that we're not supportive of emergency assistance to those who need it the most. Count me all in. But I also have to be able to do it, and we collectively have to find a way to do it in a responsible way. I'm looking forward to working with our legislative brothers and sisters to achieve that. It has nothing to do with it. Absolutely nothing to do with it. But I appreciate your asking. Please. Okay? Say that one more time. So this is a question on Amazon. Nothing's changed on the Newark story. I think it's one of the most inspiring, compelling urban stories in America, and it continues to be. And with each day, the story gets stronger and better. So we'd remind everybody, Amazon, right through the entire alphabet, Newark and New Jersey are open for business, period, full stop. We're open for business. Please. So we have done, we have reminded the folks there that we are still here. And we really never stopped. You know, they employ, I think, 14,000 people in our state, if I'm not mistaken, including a good chunk here in Middlesex County. So they're an organization that we have stayed close to even outside the Newark process, and we continue to stay close. Again, I think the story speaks for itself. It doesn't, Newark's got an enormous amount of momentum. And one of the big attractions that we have talked about with Newark, and I think Amazon saw it in a similar light, it's a city of about 280,000 folks, but it has the bones. It once was 500,000. So it's a community you can actually see clearly how you could both bring a big business and employment and residents with that, but also not do it at the expense of the folks who have fought and stayed. And there aren't many places like that in America.
Governor, are you open to an Apprentice IT shirt?
I would love that, man. I was just waiting for you to ask. Listen, may I just end again? We had some fun early on, but the weather is not anything to be taken lightly here. This is I love you. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'll say this as I'm wearing your shirt here. The back is better than the front. Don't take me the wrong way here, right? That's pretty cool too. I do note, I have to say, I believe this is an extra large, which I'm a little bit taken aback by. And I'll leave that for another. I'm normally sort of in the S or XS category. Please, Mac, don't laugh too loudly there. Please don't take this weather lightly ever, but this is a kind of a unpredictable, more volatile than normal in a volatile climate change world. And again, if you can get out a little bit early, if you can stay back and stay home, ready.nj.gov continues to be the best place to go to. We're almost invariably going to be communicating, I think, more as the day goes on. So bear with us beyond the website. We'll want to come back to you. I want to thank John and the whole team here for hosting us. This is an extraordinary, kind of almost emotional day. Craig, to you and Joe and Yvonne, you're as good as it gets. So thank you for your leadership. Mac, thank you for hosting us. Freeholder Director, former Governor and Mayor, and Councilwoman Carol, as always, Sam. To each and every one of you, most importantly, the apprentices, thank you all so much.